Hello and welcome to episode 36 of JHouze Studios. And today we have our normal, lovely, sexy co-host without his sexy shirt today,
Oh my
KJ.
God.
KJ, say hello to everybody.
You and this damn sexy shirt thing. I wore a nice shirt one time out of like 36 episodes and you would not let it die.
KJ, thank you very much, but I must continue my introduction. Today our lovely guest is the one, the only, the spectacular PajamaMama.
Oh.
Say hello,
That's
PajamaMama.
me. That's me, guys. I'm PajamaMama.
I love the intro. I should have you do like that every single time. Like for real.
Yeah, and then
Sorry
mine.
in advance
Well,
for
back to
any of the crying kids.
Oh no, it's all
Yeah.
good.
We don't
Trust
worry
me.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that all the time too. It's like part of my podcast episodes too.
Yeah, I've dated single moms before, so I'm used to the crying kids.
Oh man. But yeah, today's episode is going to be very untraditional. It's kind of like a part 2 of last episode, of episode 35. We had a few topics we didn't get a chance to jump into, so we're going to jump into that this week, along with some new topics that came out recently. But before we do that, how you doing, Los? How's everything? How you enjoying this snowstorm on the East Coast?
I hate the snowstorm. I've shoveled 4 times today.
4 times?
And 4
Holy
times.
crap.
Because it's easier to shovel 2 inches of snow than 10 inches of snow.
Yeah,
So I'd
very
rather
true.
go out multiple times and quickly do 2 inches and
Yeah.
then go to the next one, go to the next one. But unfortunately, the last bit of snow that came down was a little rainy, so a lot of it turned to ice. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sitting there with my shovel scraping ice. Then had to salt the whole thing, and then I was like, oh, I missed a spot here, I missed a spot there. So
Yeah, true indeed. I feel you. So what about you, PJ? How you been? How was your day? What you been up to lately? How's life since you last were on the show?
Let's see. My kids are going back to school in about a week, and so that's cool. All 3 in school for once.
Oh, nice. That's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
That's cool. Yeah, my son is actually kind of doing both. He's like doing virtual and at school, but his classes are pretty small. Like it's only like 3 or 4 kids in his class. So, it's actually not that bad for him to actually be in school. But if cases start ticking up a little bit, or like if like storms get bad, like if you get like a snowstorm, then he just does like, virtual school. So, but yeah, that's cool.
I am not a fan of this virtual school at the moment. My 5-year-old hasn't been in because I'm not paying $150 a month for him to sit on a computer because he has ADHD, and that's not good for an ADHD kid to have him just sit there and stare at a camera.
Yeah.
And then I have a speech delayed 3-year-old who also doesn't do well sitting in front of a camera, because for the past 2 years I've had her in speech therapy, and she's not progressing because the speech therapy is just kind of like, okay, this is what she's doing now. But we got an IEP, and we got everything's going good. So they all start school soon, and that is
I know you
gonna
can't
be
wait.
2.5 hours of sleep for mom.
I know you can't
All
wait.
right.
What about you, Los? I know you work for the school system. Are you guys planning on opening back up pretty soon, or?
Rumors about April and rumors about May.
Okay.
But I just kind of think it's stupid for us to open up at this point.
Why you say that?
Because if we open up in April, we literally only have 2.5 months of instructions. So
Oh yeah, you're right.
that's not really beneficial for anybody,
Yeah.
because the kids come in, and then by the time the kids get used to being in school, they're out of school again.
Mhm.
Yeah, true.
So that kind of, and the thing is too, a lot of these kids who haven't been keeping up with their classes, because what a lot of these kids do is, because we gave out laptops to the students that don't have laptops,
hmm
we gave them all loaners. So these kids will literally click on the button to shut off video and shut off their microphone, and then tell their parents, look, it doesn't work. So the parents come to the school all annoyed and go, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm like, let me see. So I log in as the kid,
Yeah.
and I turn on video, I turn on microphone, I show the parents what the kid did, I show them how they're looking at 5th graders look at porn sites.
In the
and
5th
then-
grade, though? Really?
What? Yeah.
Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
dude, I had pregnant 6th graders at my school.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Yep, 6th and 7th grade.
Oh
I
man.
don't remember her name, and I'm not gonna dox her anyways. But
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, we had one. I know that she was 7th grade at the time, and then there was a 6th grader as I was leaving the school. But yeah, it's crazy. I think we've had 3 pregnant 7th graders, and that's at my middle school alone. And my middle school had only been open for 3 years.
Oh wow.
So we also had a porn star, not star, but someone who did porn as a substitute once. So she got fired, but that was my friend's mom. So she was hot though. And then
Hey, we don't
What's the
part-time
name?
job
For
shame
scientific
here.
research.
For scientific research.
For scientific reasons. It just,
I never got to see him though. I just know that, like, looking at her, she had the stature. So, and then we also had a teacher dating a student. So I had a pretty active middle school for I literally attended the year it opened.
A teacher dating a middle school student?
8th grader. It was our science teacher, Mr.
Goodness
Johnson.
gracious.
Oh, Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
say his name. Stay away. But
Oh man. Damn, that could have. I mean, you couldn't at least wait till high school, middle school. Like, come on.
as a student, as an adult, I'm like, that's fucking gross.
Yeah, that is.
But
That's
as a
disgusting.
student, she got picked on because she picked the ugliest male teacher at our school.
Couldn't even get the hot one, right?
She got picked on so well, I mean, the hot one had, self-respect and wasn't a pedophile. So that was probably it. But
Oh man. Yeah, that sounds like something you can actually put in like a movie, honestly. All right, Los, I know you said you were talking about your random fact. Do you have a random fact that you want to jump into?
Yes, I do. Hold on one second. Let me grab it.
no.
Copper doorknobs are self-disinfecting.
Really?
Oh.
Is it because of the copper?
Copper and its alloys such as brass have long been popular materials manufacturing doorknobs. The material has been found to kill bacteria.
Now, is it true that I heard something like that for like toilet seats or something like that? Because I know when the coronavirus first came out, I was like doing a lot of research, and people were saying that, oh, you can't catch the coronavirus from sitting on a toilet or something because it's like self-disinfecting or self-cleaning or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, is it the same thing for toilet seats, you think?
Listen, if it was the same thing for toilet seats, we don't have that little paper tissue that you put on the seat.
Yeah, but that's probably just for people's own like mental stability.
I still don't even use that.
Really?
I hover. You gotta learn how to hover.
You gotta learn how to
That's
hover.
right.
There you go.
You got to learn how to do your horse stance, And they're like, get your legs strong, and then
Oh my god. Yeah, I usually just use toilet paper. I don't have time for the little like seat cover paper thing because every time I try to take it out, it rips in like 20 different pieces. So I just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna.
here's KJ doing arts and crafts. Like
Arts and craft from my toilet paper.
Dude, I feel that. Like, and I don't understand. So the middle part, like, since we're gonna talk about this, let's talk about this. Okay. Now the paper goes down, and it is toilet seat shaped, but in the middle, it's got these 3 points. Are you supposed to rip those so that the flap hangs down into the toilet so that you have pee area, or do you pee on it and your pee breaks it? Because
No.
I was taught to just set it on, and I've never done that. It never made sense. I always rip the 3 little parts so that I can pee into the toilet because I can. But then again, I just fucking hover. So
That's an interesting question. I never thought about that
No,
like that.
I actually looked it up. So you have the thing, right? And so the flap flaps down in the back.
Okay.
And the reason why it's designed for that is so when you flush, the force of the water takes the whole seat cover.
Oh, that's what that's
Oh.
for.
Yeah.
learning things.
Mine is
is-
blown. Oh my god, I never knew that. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just there just because they didn't know where else to put the paper.
Two manufacturers actually have a website address
Mm-hmm.
for directions. And when you're kind of hovering there and you're kind of like, damn, this thing won't come out. I was like, website. So I was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, because like I used to when I used to leave, because sometimes I take that little middle piece off. I used to just leave it there, and I'm like, man, the water is like inching up that middle piece, you know, and that's like kind of disgusting. So it's like, I don't know. Chad, this is what we talk about on the podcast. Toilet seat covers.
Don't worry, I got a topic we can change it to, but I don't know if it's good. It's just
Oh
my
man.
random fact.
And what's your random fact, PJ?
Go ahead.
I just looked up 2 random gaming facts. And I just looked up random gaming facts. There's 25 of them here, but first one that I was going to say, because I do have a Halo tattoo, I thought that it was fitting. The voice actor who has played Master Chief in every Halo game to date is more famously known as Steve Dons, a radio DJ dating back to the late 1970s.
Wow.
He was most recently on Chicago's WDRV The Drive. I thought that was kind of cool, but another one, it's a little bit more political gained here, was back in 2018 when Barack Obama was campaigning for, president, he actually bought ad space in video games.
Really?
It says during the 2008 presidential election, Barack Obama purchased ad space in 18 video games that ran in 10 states. The Vote for Change billboards were in Burnout Paradise, Skate, Madden, and more that targeted the demographic of 18 to 34-year-olds.
You know what? I do remember that in Burnout. I do remember like a Barack Obama thing.
I have one of them here. And I can try and send you. Actually, I got Discord up as my thing, so I don't know if I went out, everybody would see our DM.
You don't want anybody to see your DMs, girl. All right, so I'm gonna jump into my random fact. Mine is also gaming related. It says the longest developed game was Duke Nukem Forever. It took 14 years. It started in 1997, but due to hiccups and conflicts, the game wasn't released until 2011. Sheesh.
Oh, and imagine all those console changes and in between, because I know that was one of Cyberpunk's biggest things, is they had a new console being released during the development of your game. So now you're developing this game, and now you have to refigure it to fit this new console.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to be released with.
Yeah, that's that whole Cyberpunk thing. I don't know if you heard about it, Los. How it was just like a debacle, was horrible. Everybody was looking forward to that game. Now, that studio will never be looked at like the same way ever again, because they were known for the Witcher game, which was like one of the best games of all time, and now they just kind of tarnished their name. You know, it sucks, but.
The game itself was pretty good, though. The story, it was really good. They didn't want to release it yet. COVID hit. They had delayed it a couple times already, but they were honestly very pressured by their fan base to push it out earlier. And honestly, like, if you keep working on it, you're gonna keep spending money that you don't have. You need the money to put into it after so long.
Yeah.
But it was still a good game. I played it, and it was my first single player game that I actually played through. So I mean.
Oh really? You already finished it already?
No.
Oh, you didn't finish it? No.
I literally got to the end where, you know how like in story missions, or story games, there's like that one point that you can have your different alternate endings.
Yeah.
You know, that one decision, there's no going back. I literally clicked the button to make the decision and never finished it.
Oh wow.
We've noticed that I'm the type of person to complete things 90 to 95%, but I really have a hard time with that last 5.
I usually have a hard time finishing games too, because there's just always new games coming out, and I get distracted very easily. But yeah, I'm trying to get better with it. I didn't play Cyberpunk yet. It looks interesting, but because of the fact that it had so many glitches, so many issues, and so much negative feedback around it kind of just turned me off at this point. I mean, I'm sure it probably is a good game still. Yeah. I'm just gonna wait, man. You know, I don't know if I want to be disappointed. Honestly, I think I'm gonna wait to get one of the newer consoles and play it on that. Hopefully by then all the bugs will be worked out and everything. So.
I just wait a year.
Got worse. Yeah, that's what most people said that they're gonna do, is just wait a year so they can fix everything. But I mean, obviously, that's not gonna give the company their the money that they needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For PC users, it was really good, but honestly, what their biggest downfall was that they released when the new console released, and they didn't optimize it for the previous console that it was still mainly being ran on. And
Yeah.
so they had a lot of like the graphics weren't there, just like it was crashing, this and that.
Yeah.
PC users didn't really have much of an issue. Andres, he played I think he played through it twice.
Oh wow.
And he said the second time was the buggiest, but it wasn't anything game breaking.
I mean, but it's just
I mean,
like
I liked it.
it's just like PCs. Like imagine playing like Cyberpunk on PC on like a graphics card that came out like 10 years ago. It's just not gonna run properly. So the same thing with the consoles. You know, so you're developing a game that's so ambitious like Cyberpunk in 2020 for a PS4 or an Xbox that came out like literally 6, 7, almost 8 years ago. Like, it's just not going to run properly. I don't care how downgraded you make those graphics, is going to look like crap. So they should have just kept it at next gen games. I know a lot of people, I mean, like at next gen consoles, I know a lot of people don't have the next gen consoles, but you probably would have at least saved grace with gamers by doing that instead of having a game come out and having so many people asking for their money back. So
Yeah, at least they offered the money back though. That was something that they personally was like, "Hey, we know we fucked up. If you want a refund, you can have a refund. And if the wherever you bought it through, whether it be like, whatever, if they don't give you the refund, we'll do it. Just message us." Although there were people that were like, uh, "You." I asked for a refund and you asked for my game back and wouldn't allow me to like
yeah, like how would you do that?
they wanted the money without taking the game, is what the customer was like, "No, you said refund, not return." And it's like, "Well, yeah, but if you want your money back, I need my product back." And it was like this huge thing. Like they had a lot of issues at that time, because then they had that guy, they retweeted it, and then a bunch of other stuff.
How do you
It was a mess when it came out.
how do you think, like, going forward, Los, you think something like that would be handled as far as like gaming or like just digital media in general? Like if you ask for a refund for something that you bought digitally, is that even possible? Because technically you have that product already. You can't send it back digitally. Like how would
Well,
you do
if
that?
they do it like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you got to log in to actually play the game, then all they'd have to do is just disable your login for that one particular game,
Ah, true. Okay.
and that
Actually,
Yeah,
would
I
yeah.
just
heard something
disable
about
it.
the licensing too. Like they take away the license for you to be able to play or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the problem was just that they should have released it as a beta, and just say, "Oh, look, it's an open beta. If you want it, for this." I'm just picking easy numbers to make it simple. Like,
Yeah.
$10, you get to play the open beta, and when it's ready, you could pay the rest.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
say pay the game now. Buy the game now, play as an open beta, and then on such and such date, we'll give you the game. And then people would have been like okay with the bugs and reporting the bugs and helping the game actually be better.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
should
they
have
should
thought
have done
about it.
that.
They should have thought about it not from a business standpoint, but from a gamer standpoint. But
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
No,
That's
I
actually a
can
good
see.
idea.
I do just not counter it, just more for devil's advocate, because I kind of agree with the idea of a beta. But there is kind of a stigma that a bunch of games are putting out betas and then just staying in beta and not actual full release. Like I think Rogue Company is still in beta. Fortnite was in beta for like 10 seasons. Like you can't have seasons to a game if you're considered beta.
Yeah.
Because Fortnite originally said it's going to be free to play, but you can spend $30 in the beta.
So today or recently, we just got the trailer for the new Mortal Kombat film. Los, I don't know if you got a chance to check that out or not.
I saw it. I didn't like it.
What? You didn't like it? Why
Didn't like
not?
it. I felt that the trailer
Games
didn't
are
tell the
getting made
story.
into films.
I'm
Say it
sorry.
again.
There's a lot of games are getting made into films
Mhm.
Well,
right now.
Mortal Kombat's been arguably unsuccessfully a film for a while.
Yeah.
Well, because isn't there a Borderlands film coming out?
Mm-hmm.
And they had the Assassin's Creed film. Like, they've had quite a few game films, which I do like because that's how I describe games to my parents. Is like they're movies. Instead of watching somebody run here to here or skipping the scene for when they get there, you get to just run through it.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the new film looks good. I was a little shocked at how some of the characters look because I thought at first it was going to look a little corny, but the characters look really, really good. Like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, like they all look good. It looks interesting. I like the fact that it looks really bloody and gruesome because the original Mortal Kombat, they were all rated PG-13, so you weren't going to be able to get that from those films. But it looks like this one is definitely going for a rated R rating, which I think it needs to. I think it surprisingly looks interesting. Whether or not it's going to be corny, it'll still be a little cheesy. But like I said before, we don't get too many good game films, so this looks like this is going to at least be entertaining. At least if it's entertaining and it sticks to the core representation of that franchise, I think that's all that matters. Like we're not looking for Mortal Kombat to be a Oscar-winning film or anything like that. Maybe for choreography probably, but the special effects are great.
Okay, like you mentioned Assassin's Creed before the movie.
Yeah.
The problem with the Assassin's Creed movie is the one part everybody wanted to see was very small, where everything was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally all the part that was in, today in modern times, they could have taken all that footage, spread it out over 3 films, and then have them, like go through 3 different characters,
Mhm.
in their missions.
Yeah.
People would have been hooked, every like 30 minutes, have them pop up out of the animus
Mhm.
and do some stupid thing and back into it, and people would have loved it, but they just kind of flipped it reversed. Mortal Kombat, the first movie, absolutely great, super cheese of the 90s, but it was perfect. And
You're saying that the first Mortal Kombat looks better than this one because you're saying this based off this trailer alone, you don't think it looks good.
no, I didn't say it didn't look good. I said I didn't like the trailer because to me it didn't tell a story, and to me trailers need to tell a story for me to go, ooh, so this is what it's about.
It's about cool effects. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about fatalities, man. It's Mortal Kombat. That's what it is.
I'm on stream right now for everybody. It's over at where Indra's face would be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, they did show a fatality in the trailer, and that was great. But if you're a big Mortal Kombat fan, you know who Scorpio was before he became Scorpio in the trailer. But if you're not, you have no clue why this samurai guy is fighting people. And that was my problem with it. Like, you had to know the material to understand the trailer.
Yeah.
And there was no
That's
story.
fair. I mean, the movie's definitely operating on the premise that the people who are gonna watch it are people who know.
Typically.
That they're even telling the Scorpion story at all is a good indicator that they're gonna try to introduce new people, and they're probably, as every movie is these days, looking for a franchise. So if they're like the previous Mortal Kombats, if I'm remembering correctly, they never told you Scorpion's backstory. They might have hinted at it and talked about it, but I don't remember Scorpion ever being human in those movies.
Me neither.
At any
Yeah.
point.
No.
So that, like, he's even human in the beginning of this movie. At some point, we're gonna watch that. That's like one of the most interesting Mortal Kombat stories of all time. Is Scorpion and Sub-Zero's feud, and that they're gonna like explore that in a movie. I'm down to watch it. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been waiting for that.
They've already announced it's supposed to be a trilogy. If the first
Oh, really?
Does not surprise me at all. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was already announced it's going to be a trilogy. Because you know me, as soon as you said let's look up Mortal Kombat, I said, oh, let's do research.
I'm down for a trilogy. I fucking love Mortal Kombat.
I didn't really play Mortal Kombat that much. My brothers did, but it was only like when I went over to their house, and at that point I was just button mashing because I didn't play games at that time.
That's how everybody plays Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
but
never
I
know what
do
I'm
know
doing in those games.
my brother-in-law literally bought a console just to play Mortal Kombat, right? Is that
Yeah, my
that's
brother
insane.
is when he plays games, he pretty much only plays fighters. That's his thing. So
Yeah.
he plays that. He
It's a
plays
Marine,
like
if that helps you at all, Los. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I love but I'm more of a Street Fighter person than Mortal Kombat. I
yeah,
think Street
play a lot of
Fighter
Street
is.
Fighter.
I think Street Fighter, when it comes to the controls, is much more like you can learn it faster. Well, I feel like Mortal Kombat is more combos, and you have to sit there and scream, oh, okay, up, down, right, left, blah 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 blah, and I'm more of a Street Fighter fan than I am a Mortal Kombat fan.
I feel you.
But the film itself, from a non-fan that knows nothing about the game, the trailer itself looked gory, like you said, but cool. I liked the effects that they had in it, but I didn't hear the sound, so I don't know about the story, Los, but I can tell just from what I did see, yeah, it didn't look like it had much of a story. I mean, there was just like fighting, and then like it was like, well, who's that, and why is she licking a knife, and who's that? He's got some ice shit, and his arms are gone now, and that looks like a lot of fighting.
That,
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It's Mortal Kombat, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it looks like a normal action movie for
Yeah,
someone that doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
for sure.
Have you ever searched on YouTube for the original game footage?
Yeah, where like the actors had
Yeah.
when they were doing the motion capture and stuff. Yeah, because back then that's how they did the graphics, if you will, it was actual people and they just took pictures at them in different
Yeah.
angles,
During that
kicking, and
time,
then yeah.
during that time, seeing that Mortal Kombat game like that was like impressive graphically because you're like, oh wow, I'm playing with real people. You know what I mean? So it blew my freaking mind like as a kid playing that game. But I mean, I'm excited for it. The first Mortal Kombat I thought was a good cheesy film. Part 2 was trash.
Super trash.
I'm surprised that this one is coming out this year, especially with COVID and everything. I figured it was going to be delayed for like another 2 years, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Honestly, can't wait. So, but yeah, we're gonna jump into our next topic here. Did you guys hear about possible plans of NASA actually allowing pedestrians to go into space as like a trip, basically space travel?
It's actually partnered with 4 quote unquote silent partners to make a new space station that is essentially a hotel in space.
Oh man, it sounds expensive.
Oh yeah.
They say the average person will pay something like 10 to 15 million at the cheapest level to go to space. Right now it's 45 to 65 million dollars to go to the ISS for a week.
That's the cheapest?
Do y'all remember, like, I want to be an astronaut when I grow up, and how prestigious that was? And now it's like, yeah, you just need to be rich.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'm never going to space in my lifetime. So.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I wanted to be a paleontologist, but then I discovered filmmaking, and paleontology went out the fucking window.
I mean, honestly,
teacher.
Do you, like me personally, I feel like they're kind of planning something. They've been talking about how we have a lot of issues with our planet right now. Our damn, I'm trying to think of the name of it. What do you call it? Like weather.
Global warming.
Global warming.
Climate.
Yeah, we're having issues with global warming right now, like major issues. So I'm wondering if they're planning, like, all right, like maybe the government knows something that we don't know. And they're
rich
looking.
People are leaving. That's what's happening.
Exactly. They're trying to plan us living in space because they know the Earth, like the world's going to go to shit in like 10 years. They're like, all right, let's start getting this rolling. Let's start getting people used to living in space. You know what I mean?
What do you mean 10 years? Look at COVID.
I'm a big fan of putting on the tin hat, but I don't know. I don't know if we can be viable in space with just because some rich people go up there. I think NASA's looking for funding. I think that's really it. I mean, they see all these rich people who would do some dumb shit so they can post a video on TikTok, and if they'd spend $1 million so they can post a video on TikTok that I watch, then NASA's like, yeah, let me get some money because we have some real programs we need to put funding in, and ultimately, that's just how capitalism works. That's just not our all the stuff that we need as a society, as humanity as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make money. So the government has to pay for it somehow, which is taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if they can find a way to, lower our taxes, make the people happy, and also still make money, then I think they're gonna do it. And I mean,
That actually makes sense.
down for
That actually makes a lot of sense. I can see that being a reason as to why they're doing that.
Think about it. That's why Elon Musk sent his car into space.
Yeah. Well,
He sent his car into space.
Yeah.
Why? Like, what was the what was the point?
Publicity
Why
stunt.
are we questioning what Elon Musk does?
Publicity stunt. I mean, literally, he
Is it
put his
gonna
car
get
in
us
outer
anywhere?
space. It's in orbit, and he has a mannequin in a spacesuit in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Why
I got so much money. I'm just gonna send my game console into space just because I'm bored. I got nothing to do today.
No, because he was the one to say
I don't need it in space.
he did it because he wanted to be the first one to say my EV is the first one in outer space.
I guess
Well,
people got so much stuff they could do
can't
with
say
their
that.
money, bro. Come on, man. Sending your car into space, like why?
Yeah,
So
coming
stupid.
from us po folk, man.
Yeah, right.
This guy who's hitting the top like 10 richest people in the world. I'm pretty sure he passed a few recently.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah,
is
he's-
the richest person in the
Is
world.
he? Yeah, he passed. Yeah, that's right. I know. I heard something about it recently. But
PJ.
yeah, he doesn't. He'll send all of his cars into space, man. He doesn't give a shit. He'll just buy new ones.
PJ, I'm sure you would send your PC into space if you were a billionaire, right? Yeah? No? Oh my god.
Oh, because if I was a billionaire, it'd be from what I do on my PC. So I can't send that up there. Unless I just got another one.
She was like, I'm gonna buy a new
What
one. Let me send my old
streaming
one.
career that is to make $1 billion streaming.
Dude, one day.
Excited. I can't wait to retire.
Oh my god, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. All right, so we're gonna jump into our next news topic here. Kevin Feige stated that he does not want Black Widow to come straight to Disney Plus when it launches, and simultaneously with movie theaters, he wanted to come straight to movie theaters. Do you think that's gonna cause anybody on the panel right now? Do you think that's gonna cause more Marvel films to just keep getting pushed back right now because he doesn't want it on Disney Plus?
No, there's more to it than that. That's just the story to tell people. The reality is the contract that they have with what's her name? The one who plays Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson.
Johansson.
Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson
Scojo.
is ironclad, where she has to get a percentage of the box office, and it must be released in theaters by a certain amount of time. So because of that reason, it's been held back and held back and held back, and it won't be put online because her contract doesn't allow it. And if literally they break the contract, they owe her a couple $100 million.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
That's the real reason.
Okay.
Believe it.
That makes sense.
But
Makes
it's
sense.
easier to say, hey, Kevin Feige's the bad guy, than it is to say, oh, we fucked up with the contract.
Well,
Oops, my bad.
Kevin Feige has so much good merit. He can handle a little bit of negative publicity.
Yeah.
but
I mean, he's been
Yeah.
doing good for so many years. So.
so many things too.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks, man. I feel like this is just gonna push everything back even further. We're not gonna get. Like we were supposed to get the Black Widow film last summer. You know what I mean? So if this is happening now with this issue with the movie theaters, now I feel like we're not going to get it probably till possibly the end of the year, maybe going into next year, which just literally pushes everything back. We're still waiting on the Eternals. We're still waiting on I'm not sure how this will affect the Spider-Man, film, but this might affect that depending on what's happening in that film. It just sucks, it sucks. So PJ, do you want to, you guys, either of you guys have any final thoughts, anything you want to share before we get out of here, or?
Well, seeing how today's topic was Mortal Kombat and Black Widow and stuff, as far as the Black Widow comment, I mean, if it is her contract, it is her contract. It sucks to see things not being released, but at least in the meantime, we do have the TV shows to kind of hold us over, because
Sure
aren't there
do.
more TV shows coming out?
Yeah.
As far as Elon Musk, I think that Night Fury said it best. Elon Musk does what Elon Musk does because Elon Musk is Elon Musk.
Well, I honestly I watched the Mortal Kombat trailer as you were talking about it, and that was my first time seeing it. I've been skipping it over, and I feel like I've been sleeping on it. Now I'm super excited about watching Mortal Kombat when that comes out. That looks great. The actor for Scorpion, I wish I knew his name off the top of my head, but I recognize him. Everybody does, dude.
Yeah.
That guy's dope. So that's probably gonna be great. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to retract my statement about, the logical reasoning why rich people are going into space, and I'm starting to think more of they're planning a Wall-E situation behind our backs, and they don't want any of us poor people there. So that's probably what's really happening. So we're gonna have
Edward,
to put some
do
hats on with that.
you remember the film 2012? I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah. No, not Nicolas Cage. John Cusack. That's what it was.
Yeah, where they had like special spaceships. I mean, special boats for people who had money. Like, I feel like that's what this is. They're trying to prepare
they
for a
just got the
2012.
year wrong. That's all.
Be onto something.
It wasn't 2012 or 21-2. It was supposed to be 22-1, but the psychic was a little dyslexic.
Oh, that's what it was.
That happens. That always happens.
That's what it was. That explains everything. Oh my god.
So just be prepared this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna conclude today's episode. PJ, if you want to be on again sometime, let me know. Maybe we can actually try to do our couples episode one day. One of these days.
We'll get a couple in on that couples episode.
For sure.
We can do it. Like I said, I'm always ready. If you want to do it this weekend or during the week or whatever you want, just let me know. We're here.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna head out of here. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great day. Peace out.